welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager Series. Welcome to Friday. Another weekend is here and Formula One is back. Finally, we've had practice 1 and 2 down under in Australia. And yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to qualifying to see the true pace of the teams. Looks like it's going to be a Ferrari versus McLaren fight for pole. But who knows what might happen. There'll still be a little bit of pace being hidden, I'm sure, until we get to qualifying, which is only a few hours away, really, isn't it? What are we, 7 p.m. here UK time? So, yeah, I can't remember what time qualifying is now. Right now, the race is 4 a.m. It's qualifying 2 a.m. Can't remember. We're a few hours away, at least, from the 2025 Formula One season getting underway. So I am very excited about that. And I hope you are all doing well. Hope you've had a great week and looking forward to this weekend. And we are back with the continuation of our Team Lotus series. And we're coming to the end of this series, soon to start a new series in line with the 2025 season. And we're coming to the end of Season 3, 2026, as we have arrived at Vegas. So we just have 4 races to go, including this one, so 3 after this one. And Alonso's qualified P6, Ricciardo P7. We did qualify P8 and P9 because we didn't get our flying laps in. There was a red flag caused by Charles Leclerc. We'd set a banker lap on a used scrub set, and as we went to go for our first full flying lap on fresh softs, Charles Leclerc binned it, red flag, and the session didn't get back underway. So we qualified P8, P9, but 3 cars ahead of us taking penalties has promoted us to 6th and 7th. Danny, come on, Danny Ricciardo. Yes, indeed. So they start 6th and 7th. The gap to Tsunoda, I can't remember without looking, is about 50 odd points. So if Ricciardo can finish, if Tsunoda wins all of these last 4 races and Ricciardo finishes at least 4th, Ricciardo will still win the Drivers' Championship. So he's still in a good position. Yuki Tsunoda's got to dominate, but he has been dominating the last 2 races, Yuki. So perhaps he can continue that in the RB. But I think that's enough talking, isn't it? We're ready to go. As I say, Alonso 6th, Ricciardo 7th. Strategy is very similar. It's a 2-stopper for both, but Danny Rick's using 2 sets of soft. Alonso going on the mediums. That's just because Danny Rick is a little bit kinder on his tyres, so the softs aren't going to work for Alonso. So final stint for Alonso is a medium. Final stint for Ricciardo is a soft. Let's get underway under the lights then in Las Vegas.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here. And we should be in for a tight... The atmosphere is electric here for the Las Vegas Grand
Here we go then. 4 to go, including this one. And Danny Rick's got it all in his own hands. As we get on the way with Verstappen, Tsunoda P2, Hamilton 3rd, Bottas 4th, Norris 5th. Then we've got our 2 drivers. And Ricciardo is already making the move on Fernando Alonso. Trying to at least. And we'll ask Fernando not to fight Ricciardo. Ricciardo can, well, is on course to win the Driver Championship, so obviously we don't want Alonso getting in his way. We would have let them fight, but because Ricciardo's passed him naturally there, Alonso can be his rear gunner here. As I say, we need to try and get to at least P4 here, especially if Tsunoda wins the race. Let's have a look at tyres. So we've only got 1 hard runner, Teo. Teo right at the back has gone hards. The rest mediums and softs, majority I'd say in this top 10 on the mediums, then most of the others on softs. But Verstappen in first is medium, Tsunoda on a slightly different tyre. Strategy on the softs. And Perez in the Williams, high flying in 8th. So yeah, let's see how we go. We're due to stop on the same lap, both drivers, lap 18, so we might have to change that if we're within 2 to 3 seconds each other, because we don't want to lose time in the pit stops. Is Ricciardo having a go here on Norris? No, a little bit too far back. Piastri really needs to get past this Williams, because he's already losing quite a bit of time, and Piastri is past him. Finley, how's it going? This is 2026, 3rd season. We've got 4 races left, including this one. So coming towards the end as Ricciardo is alongside Lando Norris then.
P5.
DRS enabled. And Ricciardo has moved into P5, so he's doing what he needs to do.
Next car behind is Norris.
And we've got the DRS, so we can ease off that now.
And try to cool down the tires where you can. There is slightly coming up.
And Tsunoda is in the lead. Crucially, Tsunoda basically needs to win all of these remaining races to have a chance of this Drivers' Championship. If Tsunoda was to win today and Ricciardo would have a retirement, that would really open up the championship. We obviously don't want that to happen. And we don't want to risk anything either. So Ricciardo just got to keep doing what he's doing here. But we know Vegas can very much be a DRS train. But what's working for Tsunoda and Verstappen is they've broken the DRS to Bottas. Norris all over the back of Ricciardo here. Is Hamilton making the move on Bottas potentially, but Ricciardo's got company in the form of Lando Norris, who's going to try and reclaim P5 from him. And he does. Piastri on the teammate behind us, not going to make the move on Alonso.
Yep, this is my pace.
So yeah, as I say, it can become very DRS train heavy here, and Hamilton getting past Bottas is nearly closed within the DRS of Max. Yeah, we're just going to ask Alonso not to fight his teammate here today. We can probably save potentially a bit of Alonso's tyre life here as well.
Copy.
Ulysses, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Right, so Tsunoda leads by Verstappen, Bottas back to P3, and it's now 2 seconds, so the two leaders could be very much pulling away. Charles and Lewis, thanks for the follow.
Start picking up the pace.
We've got to be mindful here of not losing the DRS Alonso to Ricciardo. Piastri's nearly dropped out of the DRS, but he's just about maintaining it. Gordon Watkins, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. And if you're jumping into the stream, if you haven't already, do smash that like button. Really helps me out. Yeah, the top two, Tsunoda and Verstappen, pulling away. So this could be difficult in the sense that we may not be able to challenge the top two. Old men, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Right, Ricciardo, it's now Hamilton, the car ahead, and Ricciardo having a little look on the outside. Norris has actually got past Bottas and Hamilton. Norris now up to P3, so perhaps he can close the gap to the two leaders and drag us towards them.
Just look after this.
Been very clean 4 laps in. Is Ricciardo making this move though on Lewis Hamilton? Lewis Hamilton on the inside of us here. And we've got to try and get some traction on the outside here. Danny Rick trying to move back into P5. And he has just about done that.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Although Lewis definitely not giving it up. But Ricciardo claims P5 then. And Norris is slowly eating into the top two. Lance Stroll, my goat is live. Hi Lance, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're well. But yeah, it's been clean this first 4 laps. Vegas, being a street circuit, can get a few safety cars in instance. Nothing so far though. Ricciardo, we just want to use a bit of battery because he's just lost the DRS to Bottas there.
To discharge the battery a little bit.
Fernando Alonso has got DRS and he's on Lewis Hamilton here. Hamilton on our outside. Fernando Alonso.
All the time you have to leave us, mate.
And he is through.
Yes.
Fantastic work.
Salty, thanks for the follow. Darth Venus, thanks for the raid. Much appreciated, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Lance may be checking later. Good luck. No worries, buddy. Have a good evening. Check you later. Alonso, we probably want to be using a bit of this battery as well because he's lost the DRS. And we've got a yellow flag and we've got a virtual safety car. We said it had been clean this first 4 laps. And we have our first incident. Looks like it's Teo right at the back.
Now with the Haas.
Teo then running last, the only driver on the hards.
Oh, and there wasn't a lot that could be done.
He started to lose the back end. The rear end clipped into the right-hand wall, sent him into the left-hand wall. And Teo Pourchaire is out of this Las Vegas Grand Prix.
And clearly they're not what it...
And they're going to cover that off with a virtual safety car. Yeah, so Alonso's lost 2.5 seconds to Ricciardo. The top 5 are now in a DRS train, so Alonso's going to have to close that gap once we get restarted. Dark Venus, how's it going? Kelly, how's the race going? Yes, very well, buddy. Good so far. Making slow progress, but Ricciardo leads the Drivers' Championship by about 50 points, so yeah, he's just sort of 4th. If he can finish 4th, around 4th place most races, then we're going to be looking pretty good. So Tsunoda's about 50 points back. There's only 4 races to go. So, yeah, Ricciardo, basically, if Tsunoda wins every race, Ricciardo could finish 4th and still win the championship. So Ricciardo's 5th at the minute. He's doing just about enough.
Yeah, 2.5.
Sully Knight, I'm going to drop a low. I'll be back. No worries, buddy. Thanks. Appreciate the support. Right, let's forward on then for this virtual to end. It should end pretty shortly. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you've been watching the first 2 practice sessions or caught up on them. Who do you think's going to be on pole? Definitely is looking like a bit of a Ferrari McLaren. But you can certainly have a pop at anyone outside of it if you choose fit. But
yep. We focus on the car ahead now.
Good to push up.
We shall see. Right, safety car is ending. It has ended with green flag racing then.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled.
So Alonso's going to be under a lot of pressure here.
Only can use the deploy.
Ricciardo's in this fight with the top 5, but Alonso
Press and hold the overtake.
has got pressure. He needs to push up to this top 5 if he can.
Stick on your line.
Salty brought F1 Community to me, so I've brought mine to you. Brilliant. Thanks, Dark Phoenix. Super appreciated. Right, so Alonso, as I say, needs to push up. Lewis Hamilton looking very racy on him.
You are doing a good job managing all your
Let's just get these tyres back up to temp and then we'll go back to standard on them. Ricciardo is battling here with the top 5, but as I say, I'm just trying to watch Alonso cover off what's behind us here. So 21 runners. As I say that, we've got another yellow flag. Looks like Liam Lawson is tumbling down the order. Something's happened to Lawson.
Copy.
And Liam Lawson's had a lock-up.
But here we are following the Alpine. Nothing wrong so far. Very heavy on the brakes.
Oh, and he's just glitched through the Aston, which is a good job, really, because that would have been a big smash there. Alonso is near enough in the DRS then of Danny Rick. No worries, we're all F1 nerds, so might as well watch more. There's nothing wrong with being an F1 nerd. And it's all about F1 this weekend. Finally, racing is back. Right, Alonso is where we need him.
Keep on top of the tyres.
Copy.
Increase your lift and coast a little bit more, please.
Copy.
As Ricciardo is making the move there on Lando Norris, and he is through Ricciardo.
Okay, understood.
I was going to say he's on the back of Bottas, but Bottas has absolutely bolted out of there. Good strong move from Ricciardo here, although Lando very much left the door open. Didn't defend that at all, Lando. Left it wide open.
And that's a purple lap.
Fernando Alonso set the fastest lap of the race. Hamilton's 1.6, it's now Hulkenberg 1.8 back in 7th, so the top 6 are pulling away. Ricciardo just needs to hang on to Bottas. He should be helped by this next DRS, which we have now got. Lawson had magical suspension. It just vanished and reappeared once it was past 3. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everything's pretty stable.
Norris trying to re-challenge Ricciardo then. But we just hold him off. Got to stay on to Bottas here. Bottas is nearly close to Tsunoda. That's the only thing about this track, as I say on F1 Manager. It is very DRS train heavy. Hard to break the gap.
Overtake available.
And we're seeing that. Because, yes, we've had... Well, it's a virtual safety, so it wasn't a full safety car, but you can see the gaps are very close. Ricciardo losing time to Bottas, though. It's down to 1.5. So Ricciardo's going to be in trouble on this next DRS.
Okay, Norris has got DRS now.
Is Norris too far back, or is he going to have a go here? I know Norris having a look on the inside then of Danny Rick. And Danny Rick is going to ease him out, though. Holds him off for now, but we've used a lot of battery in that. And Bottas is flying. Bottas is past Verstappen here. What lap are we pitting? Lap 18. So we're halfway through our stint now. And Bottas is indeed flying as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in the next few hours once Australian qualifying gets underway where we're at, but it is looking like Ferrari and McLaren. Ferrari looked very good over one lap. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Charles on pole. I'm going to go for a Charles pole, Lando second, Piastri third in quali. And then I fancy the McLarens to win it on race pace on the Sunday. Let me know in the comments what you think. Ricciardo's going to be under a lot of pressure from a McLaren as we speak, Lando, because we've got no DRS to defend here. Tsunoda really has got to win this race, and at the moment he's set up well to do that. He is on the soft tyre, so he's going to have to box earlier.
On Norris directly behind has DRS.
Lando's got DRS, Alonso's got DRS. Alonso could get ahead of Norris. We could use Alonso just to hold Lando up. So we give Danny Rick a bit of breathing space. Well, that would obviously affect Fernando's race, but Fernando's not really fighting. Well, he's not fighting for anything now. He can't win the Drivers' Championship, and the Constructors is all but there for us. Lando Norris is going to be getting past us here. He's all over us, even before we're on a DRS zone. Danny Rick on. Let's put him on always defend, just to make it even harder for Lando. But
hold on to the position.
don't think there's much we can do here. Oh, someone's locking up ahead of us. We've heard that. Is it Tsunoda?
Front looking on
Tsunoda! Tsunoda's locked up. Oh no!
Now we're just
Tsunoda, the
proceeding
only
through
one that
turn
can
4.
challenge Daniel Ricciardo for this Drivers' Championship, has had a big
There
moment.
goes the steering. Just unable to control the
He's
car
had a
by
big
that
lockup.
point.
He'll get back into the race. He's got no damage. But that is massive. He's going to be right at the back. Yuki Tsunoda is locked up. And that could have just handed the World Drivers' Championship to Daniel Ricciardo. Danny Rick must have been smirking under the helmet as he drove past there. Oh, and F1 Manager. Yes, F1 Manager indeed. I'm going Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri. Is that your racing result, Dark Phoenix? Ham doesn't have the one lap pace, but you all know his race pace. Ah, yes, indeed. Yeah, I think Hamilton's gonna, as we see Ricciardo's
Alonso has DRS now.
taking Lando Norris again. Alonso's gaining as well. Can Alonso have a go? He's a little bit further back, but Fernando's going to give it a
Next car
go.
is Max.
And Fernando is through. Don't fight, teammate. Now I wonder if we just...
Good job. Come on.
If we just try and slow Lando up here. Yeah, I think for Hamilton, he was a few tenths off Leclerc, but he seemed to be improving from practice 2 to practice 1. So I think for Lewis, he's still getting used to that car. So
We will not need lift.
personally, I'm not expecting too much from Lewis. I think if Lewis finishes in the top 5 in the race, that'd be a good result for him on debut, personally. But yeah, obviously across the last year or two, he has lost a bit. Well, it seems like he's lost a bit of qualifying pace, but it'll be good this year to see if he's still got that. Only problem for Lewis is he's up against probably one of the quickest, if not the quickest driver over 1 lap. Charles can bang out a very quick 1 lap. He's got great 1 lap pace, so that's going to be a challenge for Lewis. But yeah, certainly race pace. Managing the tyres, managing the race, that's where Lewis comes into his own. So that's going to be interesting. Chantal, thanks for the follow. It'll be even more interesting if Ferrari has got a car that can challenge for both championships, because I think that would really... I think Lewis is obviously motivated anyway. He's shut down a bit in his last year Mercedes, so he's obviously got a bit of fire back anyway this year. But if they come into the race on Sunday with a chance of winning, then I think he's going to be obviously giving it his all to try and win a championship this year.
Did just get DRS.
Alonso, we're conserving everything, but such is the power of this DRS. We're still staying on Danny Rick's gearbox, but we can just be a bit of a rear gunner to Danny Rick. Tsunoda didn't see him pit, but Tsunoda has stopped then, and he's on the hard, so let's see where he ends up. Alonso is on don't fight teammates, so that's why you're just sitting here, seeing him sitting in right behind the gearbox of Danny Rick and not making a move. What is the pit loss here? It's 18 seconds basically. So Yuki Tsunoda would undercut. He'd only be up to 17th at the moment. So Tsunoda really needs most of the grid to stay out for quite a while here. But yeah, I cannot wait for this weekend. It's going to be very interesting. As I say, it's not even a day we've got to wait. It's a matter of hours now till we see qualifying in Melbourne. Yeah, he's happy and good mood, so that helps a lot. Just have to wait for him to settle in the car, since it's different from his many years in Mercedes. Who's changed when your mind habit of being... I think that's the thing. I think it's a bit like Danny Rick. You know, Danny Rick had the pace. We've seen it before. Vettel, Danny Rick, Kimi Raikkonen in recent history. I don't think it's necessarily age and you lose that skill straight away. I think a lot is about the fire in the belly and the motivation. And when Lewis has won 7 world championships and he's got a car that's not really fighting for victories, I think it's hard to get motivated. So I think, you know, he's fully motivated. A new team. He's driving for Ferrari, team that everyone wants to drive for. And as I say, if he rocks up, and they do rock up, and it is looking that way, they rock up over this weekend and they've got a car that can challenge for victories and therefore a championship. Yeah, if he can't get motivated, if he can't pull it out this year, Lewis, then yeah, you'd be questioning if he can go on and win a championship in these 2 years with Ferrari.
Everything's stable.
Yeah, I'm so hyped. I want to fast forward. Yeah, I know, it's a shame. It's a shame we can't get there now. And it might be, unless it's changed, it might be a potential wet race I'm hearing, which would just be a madness on the first race of the season.
Okay.
If they actually let them race in the rain, it's been a bit frustrating in Formula 1 in recent years, where there seems no point having wet tyres, because we literally only go racing near enough when it's inters, and when we change to full wets, the race is red flagged or we delay the race start. So, of course, the driver safety is paramount, but I think, you know, they should be able to drive at least a little bit in the wet. But it seems like we just don't get wet races these days. Tsunoda now had another incident. Oh, Tsunoda.
Now is that
Oh,
Yuki
Tsunoda is throwing it away. Yuki Tsunoda, he's bottling it. He's had another one. Oh, Yuki.
I'm an idiot.
I don't know why I'm saying oh, Yuki, because it's our driver that should win the Drivers' Championship, but it would have been nice to have a bit of competition going into the final 3 races. But Tsunoda is absolutely doing a bottle job here. David, I've been wanting to buy this game. Get it done, David. Get it done. 8 hours till practice 3. Can't wait. Indeed. 6 rookies in the rain. First race, first corner. Spicy. Yeah, and of course, we've already seen a few incidents in practice. Nothing major, but Lawson, I think, had a bit of a love tap there and obviously totally binned it. Kimi didn't look too bad. Hadjar looked very good. And Bortoletto not too bad, but yeah. They probably don't want wet on their first full race as a rookie. Right, we've got a lot of pit stops now. Reese, how's it going? Very well, thank you. How are you? Brian, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, what a shame for Yuki. He's locked up once. Now he's locked up and hit the wall. He's got damage. I would imagine Yuki is not going to score points here today. And we probably... I don't know if we can mathematically... Bear with me. So this would be as it stands right now. So quick maths there. What's that? 69 points. We'll have 3 races left. So 75 are available. That's right, isn't it? 3 races. 75 available. That gap is 69 points. 10, 86. It would be 79 points. So if Danny Rick wins it today and Tsunoda doesn't score, he'll win the World Championship. I think I've calculated that right. What if we get 18? That would be 3 points. That would be 379. So Tsunoda, the total Tsunoda can get would be 382 if he doesn't score today. So yeah, so only a win would secure it for us today. If we win this race and Tsunoda doesn't score points, I think Danny Rick becomes the world champion. But he's 6 seconds off the front, so I'm not sure we've got the ability to win this race. But let's wait and see. Leonardo, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Brian, what's this on, mate? F1 Manager is available on PC and consoles. Lawson looks awful. P16 for someone taking over Yuki that's supposed to be better. Should be able to at least near P10. Yeah, again, it's practice though, so I don't know what sort of they were running with him, and maybe he's just getting used to it, so... Norris is going to get 2 for 1 here, isn't he? He is. Lando Norris has got straight past us. Verstappen's into the pits.
Hulkenberg.
Ricciardo, we've got a bit of tyre life on that medium, so I'm going to push with Danny Rick. I'm going to push with Danny Rick here.
We will be ready.
Danny Rick then. Just coming straight back at Lando Norris. We're going to push with Danny Rick. He'll maybe box a little bit earlier. But yeah, I think all the rookies, you've got to give them... Well, generally, you've got to give a rookie at least a year. I think Lawson's got to have... He's going to get maybe half a year, isn't he? But... Lando continues this fight with Danny Rick. Tsunoda set the fastest lap of the race.
Okay, head down. We keep focusing.
Maybe he's got a bit of life in him yet.
Alonso behind.
But Tsunoda has thrown it away. Had a great chance to win this race. Reese, do you think anyone could still be sandbagging, or think they've all shown the car now? Oh no, typically practice 2, obviously they do try their quali runs, because it's typically practice 2 is the session that normally represents what quali will be. So I think generally how the cars are performing, obviously they won't... There might be an element of sandbagging in terms of engines not being to the full capacity, but I don't think there'll be things such sandbagging that you can do in testing in terms of like adding extra weight to the car and things like that. So
Okay, understood.
I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. I think what we saw in practice 2, the Ferrari and McLaren's looking quick. I'd be surprised if we saw anything other than that.
Honestly, I don't think we can do much
I don't know if you
more.
saw the driver sort of press conference after practice, but Fernando was just like very much like, I'm not answering any questions. There's no point. I'm not going to tell you anything anyway, and that'll be the same after every race. So
Hamilton is in
that
this
just
lap.
strikes me
Hamilton is
as
in this lap.
Alonso knows Aston have got an absolute crap car this year, and deflection on that. So yeah, I'm not expecting anything from Aston, that's for sure. think if you had to look at the order right now, you'd probably say Ferrari and McLaren very close over one lap. McLaren maybe just edging it on race pace. And then Mercedes and the Red Bull of Max quite close. And then I think Alpine and Williams look relatively close. And then Haas went too very far away from that as well. But even the kick wasn't too bad in practice too, but that's what I mean. It's practice. You don't know what kind of what runs they're doing. Some of them, of course, will still be doing a bit of, especially in practice in the first race. When we get sort of mid-season or a few races in, it's not really the case. But when these first practice sessions, some are still using it as testing, essentially. Putting aero rakes and different things on the cars, so... It'll all be revealed in a few hours when we get to Q1. LFC mascot Red Bull looked bad. Yeah, I think by Max's sort of attitude. I mean, it's relative bad in terms of, you know, they're not going to be sort of outside the points, but I don't think Red Bull have got a car that can challenge for a win from the start. But again, you still don't know until we get to qualifying. And also, what might be in Max's benefit if they haven't got a car that's quite there is if it rains on Sunday, that'll give them a free hit. All right, let's get Ricciardo into the pits.
Box.
Okay, I'll box this lap.
It's Lawson first time on that track, so definitely playing to count, but I mean, he's 11 races in and even do and beat him time, so I don't know, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I know he's 11 races in, but obviously it's a different car, and we have seen that Red Bull is a bit of a beast when, you know, different drivers have gone in, that Gasly, Albon, so I think you've got to give him a few races to get up to speed with it, but we'll see. Ultimately, it may not work out. But it really was, Yuki was never in contention, it seemed. It always seemed that way on the outside, and as I say, I watched Drive to Survive. I know there's a lot of anti-Drive to Survive. I mean, I've watched Formula 1 since the late 90s. I think as long as you take Drive to Survive what it is, you know, real fans know it's dramatised. But I do like seeing behind-the-scenes sort of action that you get. I do enjoy it for that. And I found that quite intriguing when Red Bull were talking about Checo. And Yuki always seemed to be a bit of an afterthought. It was, you know, who's it going to be in that seat? Is it going to be Checo, Danny Rick? Or do we look at Lawson? It's kind of like, oh yeah, I guess we have got Yuki. So, yeah, Yuki never seemed to be in contention, unfortunately. Right, Danny Rick as Verstappen, who's already pit, is going to be coming past. So, as I say, challenge for the win here doesn't look likely.
Focus on the race ahead.
But Danny Rick's going to be into the pits. We're probably going to lose a bit of time here because a few cars had already been into the pits.
Gap behind 5.5.
But let's see how we go.
Okay, so it's closing up a little bit.
2.1, we'll take that. Right, where we filter out as P.
So
Gasly in the Audi is promoted to P3. I don't think he's going to be staying there. Apparently we're going to fight Sainz. Where is Carlos Sainz? No, we're not fighting Sainz. Sainz is long gone.
Currently P11.
Right, we're into P11.
Next car is Piastri.
But we're on the mediums. Piastri's on the hards. We just get these up to 10.
Russell 1.6 now.
Tsunoda still languishing in P14. So Ricciardo, even if he doesn't win this race,
We can still do it.
even not finishing, he's going to have such a margin with one race less. So Ricciardo's just odds on for coming out of this race with a really good advantage. Alonso, we may as well push for another lap or so. He can go longer on this first stint.
You're doing some good time.
Aston don't care. They're focused on 26. That's why. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've is Newey started? I think he started the last couple of weeks, didn't he? Yeah, I think obviously if he can look at that car and there's some quick, easy wins to be had, then they'll do it. If not, yeah, there's basically just a year off. But I think Fernando, he's just so competitive. He's just going to struggle to be in a car, even if he knows next year is going to be quite a good car. He's going to struggle to get through a whole long year with a bit of a dog of a car, but we'll see. Have Red Bull dropped off due to Newey leaving, or just case of others have caught them up, or both? I'd say both, and I'd say not. I think certainly Newey leaving, but also they had a lot of different staff leave. There's been a lot of turmoil there. They've obviously been trying to set up this Red Bull powertrain, so I just think there's a lot going on at Red Bull. They had obviously the whole thing with Horner, and then, you know, a lot of people not taking too kindly with that in the team, even people like Jos Verstappen. So you've got, I think, various factors. Staff have left, including Newey. You've had a bit of an atmosphere there. They're trying the Red Bull powertrain. So, yeah, I just think if Red Bull haven't got the car this year and they don't nail the 2026 season, then it might be a few years until you see Red Bull back. My personal take on it. And I think that's also why Mercedes have got Russell, although they're talking about a contract extension for Russell, but that's why they've got Russell and Kimi Antonelli only on a one-year deal, because Toto is very much sniffing around Max Verstappen to try and get him in that car potentially for 2026. So
box and pick confirm.
Very interesting year for Red Bull, I think.
Okay, box.
I think Max wants to see how the car goes this year, but obviously he'll want to be seeing in the background what they're developing for next year, and no doubt he'll be speaking to Mercedes to understand what the, you know, a lot of next year is going to be on the engine, so we shall see.
And try to cool down the tires while you can. It's slightly coming up.
Alonso's going to be in this lap. This is the problem with this track. DRS train heavy, as we've said.
Box.
Alonso is into the pits.
Understood.
.1 again. We're liking a 2.1 stop. He should be out, I think, quite a long way back.
We'll
might
be close, pit out.
Might be behind Albon there. Just ahead of Albon, but we're going to be slow getting these tyres up to temp. As Ricciardo has made the move now on Piastri.
Ricciardo. It's there for the taking. Up that takes them.
There we go. Right, Ricciardo up to P7. Alonso, as they say, is going to be under threat here now for a couple of laps. Right, Russell Ricciardo got here to play with. Need to push a bit, so Hulkenberg ahead of us. So Verstappen leads now by 13 seconds. Verstappen looking nailed on for the win here. Tsunoda, he might still have a chance of some points. That damage, he's on the tail end of these cars now, so Alonso, we're going to have to use a bit of deployment here. He's under big pressure.
Hold the overtake.
Much further he started, I think. Yeah, so he's been there a couple of weeks, or his second week this week for Newey, so. I mean, if you're Aston, you're not fighting for a championship or podiums. You know, what's the point of wasting the time on this year?
Now for the moment.
You may as well just get Newey fully focused on 2026. Just tell Newey, don't even bother about this car. We're not interested in it. We just want you fully on 2026. So we can potentially start that season as race winners. Alright, Alonso continues to be under threat. But Ricciardo is on to Lando Norris, fighting him earlier in this race. And here we go.
We're happy with tires.
Through on the inside, but Lando is definitely going to hang it out there. Squeezing him a little bit. Lando still not giving it up. They're still side by side, these two. Now it's a bit of a drag. Both got DRS. Danny Rick is just about winning the drag race. But Norris, late on the brakes, he's still hanging in there. But finally, he has to concede. And Ricciardo is up to P6. He would need to win and Tsunoda not score points to win the Drivers' Championship tonight. But Verstappen is making that look very unlikely. Unless Verstappen has an issue or we have a red flag or safety car, which isn't beyond the realms around Vegas. Could definitely happen. But if you are jumping into the stream, you haven't already, please do like the stream. Really helps me out. Alonso has started to pull away from Albon now, so he's good to just come down, and Ricciardo is now having a look on Nico Hülkenberg.
So focus on cooling the tyres.
And we dipped in, we dipped out, and we're dipping back in, but I think we're a little bit too far back there. And Alonso has got past Tsunoda. Well, we fully pulled away from Albon. And Yuki Tsunoda, whose title dream has slipped away today through 2 errors from himself. Had the potential to lead and win the race, locked up early on in the race, and then locked up a second time to damage his car. As Albon has now developed an issue on his car. Tsunoda might just try and hang with Alonso here. So what's tyres saying? We've got a good advantage at the moment on those ahead of us.
Okay, Norris has got DRS now.
It's very tight in this pack, isn't it? As I say, it's very difficult round here to pull away, but Verstappen has pulled away and he's loving life out there. Hülkenberg's on the softs, but he's not really making any inroads on these ahead of him in the hards, so it's disappointing because we could have tried following him through. And Alonso's not far off this battle himself now. See him just at the back of the picture now. So 21 runners, Teo Porcher crashed out I think lap 5, but other than that, on the 2 Tsunoda lockups, there's not been much else. It's quite rare. Vegas can be a little bit of a chaotic one. Here we go again then, Ricciardo DRS. As I say, the biggest problem here is that Hülkenberg's got DRS as well. Are we finding a way through here though? We're on the inside of Hülkenberg. Gotta try and squeeze in where we can. And we're through, and we might have a chance on Bottas on this next DRS. Ricciardo, good work then, past Nico Hülkenberg. Got to try and stay with Bottas, but Bottas has now crept into the DRS of Sainz again. So again, going to be a struggle because he's going to have DRS as well. But Ricciardo is making progress. Looks like Alonso's moving up. He's in P9 ahead of Russell. 1.6 off Norris though, so he's got a bit of work to do to close that. Hülkenberg having a look back at Ricciardo. We hold on to it. So Verstappen leads 14 seconds to Hamilton, then a very, very close grid as Russell gets Alonso back, but those two are probably going to keep chopping and changing until they reach the tail end of Lando Norris. Let's say from Hamilton down to Alonso, it's only 7 seconds, so second to 10th is 7 seconds, 23 laps into the race, so it's very tight here. What season is this in your career? Season 2. This is season 3, so 2026, so this one and then 3 races left of the 2026 season. And we are right behind the current world champion in this universe, Valtteri Bottas. Has been nowhere near it in this season, but Mercedes are the reigning constructors champion, and Bottas is a one-time world champion, winning it last year in 2025. As Hamilton and Sainz getting very close, and Ricciardo just tucking in then. What lap are we due to stop? Lap 36. This might be a chance on Bottas. Bottas has got a little bit squeezed onto the inside there, and it really compromised him. And that's opened the door for Danny Rick then. So Danny Rick into P4.
With the targets. Okay, Daniel, that's P4.
Don't quite know what Bottas... What happened there? Bottas just took a horrible line through that left-hander. It's not really... Well, it is a left-hander, but you know what I mean. It's... I don't know why he went so tight to the corner there. And it just compromised his speed.
In your DRS now.
And it was an easy move for Danny Rick.
Yep, okay.
Danny Rick having a look at Hamilton as Hamilton and Sainz continue to fight, and Ricciardo had a
Keep trying.
little look to try and get both of them there on the inside. Alonso back past Russell, but they're not quite on the 2 McLarens. That's where they need to get to. Ricciardo Can he clear Hamilton and Sainz? And then can he break the DRS? And has he got any pace to challenge Max? I think Max is way too far gone for that, but we'll see. I've got quite a bit of battery, but I'm just trying to keep that to use it to pull away from these if we can. DRS, but it's a problem. Although Hamilton might be squeezed on the inside there. No, we didn't make the move, and we've opened the door a little bit for Bottas. So we continue as we are. Alonso and Russell continue to swap positions. Alonso, I haven't got much tyre to give him, much battery to give him.
Come on, mate.
We can give him some tyre life here. Push on the tyres a bit. Right, Ricciardo. Having a look then on Lewis Hamilton. No, a little bit too timid. Not too much traction there, but we're staying in it. Can't get it done, though.
On Bottas has DRS now.
Well, this could be open for us. Hamilton's compromised on the inside. Surely we're going to get better traction out there, Ricciardo. Yes, Ricciardo's past Hamilton. And now this should be an easier move on Carlos Sainz.
Currently P3.
Because Carlos Sainz has got no DRS to defend with. This is the moment.
Claim as quick as we can.
I'm going to have to try and use the battery and the tyre life here.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Once we're past Sainz, we're going to keep using this. I want to see if we can get a gap, break the DRS. There we go, Danny Rick pulling past Carlos Sainz then. And we should get DRS as well here, I believe. No, we got him just after the dissection zone, so it does give the DRS to Sainz.
Next car is Max.
So we didn't work that well, actually, from Ricciardo. I want to get him on this next DRS zone, really.
Overtake available. Charge on, charge on.
Right, here we go. Now harvest into here. Alonso is past Norris.
I don't think we can do much more.
Let's have a quick look at that. Co-train to the follow, much appreciated. So we have finally caught these McLarens, and we've not only caught them, we're past one of them in Lando Norris. So we go back to standard with Fernando. Right, Ricciardo. This is surely the moment then to get past Carlos Sainz and get into P2. Let's use the battery, let's use the tyres, and let's use the fuel. So we're trying to get past. It's not easy though, but we are past Sainz.
You're doing a good job.
Now we've got a handful of corners till the next DRS zone, so I think it's going to be very difficult to pull away and make that gap. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to try and use all this battery. Max Verstappen's lead is now 16 seconds. See, this is a problem. It's so difficult to pull away around here. Using the battery, but it's only 7 tenths, and now Carlos Sainz is going to get the slipstream. He's going to get the DRS. We're going to keep using the battery until it's gone. I don't think at this rate we're going to break the DRS. Sainz might not even be past ahead of Sainz still. No, we're not. Sainz is back ahead of us. Say, this is the problem around here. It's so difficult to maintain, to break the DRS. And again, battery is gone.
Good job.
So we're going to have to go into neutrals. We're back past Sainz. We have broken the DRS to Hamilton momentarily. I would expect him to come back into that, though. Alonso is making good progress. He's up to 7th, past Piastri now as well. But let's just continue to push for Ricciardo. Lap 36. We're using a bit more tyre life than we want to here. Let's just see what we can do. Let's say if you're jumping into the stream, you're on a platform where you can, do smash that like button, really does help me out. And if you are watching this on TikTok or Twitch, do head to the bio, my profile, and in my bio, you will see the YouTube link, and all of this Team Lotus series can be found there. From episode 1 all the way up to, I think, episode 68 that we're on. So not just these live streams, but we have highlighted episodes of the whole series as well. So go and check that out, subscribe, and enjoy the series. So here comes Carlos Sainz yet again at us. Alright, we need to lean off what we've been doing here.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
Okay.
Okay, so we gave it a little bit of a push there. As I say, it didn't quite work.
Okay, head down, no
That
problem.
is the problem. It is still 1.4 to Hamilton, so Hamilton isn't yet in the DRS with us. But he's not too far away. What's tyres looking like? So Max on his softs, they are down to 44%, so he's got to go quite long in his final stint, Max. Hulkenberg on the softs as well. Alonso's got really good tyres, hasn't he? Can't quite break away from these McLarens though, Fernando. And he's 4 seconds off Hulkenberg, which is this pack chasing Ricciardo. So Alonso might be able to get up there as Ricciardo and Sainz continue their fight. But unfortunately, I think Bottas is soon to be back into this DRS, which will also mean Hamilton and Hulkenberg are in the DRS. But this is just what you get round Vegas, basically. If you play this game, you know Vegas is very much like this. DRS is so strong, and therefore it's so hard to break. Alonso's nearly got a second on Piastri. In fact, he has got a second on Piastri. Piastri's got DRS though, so that is going to close.
Only just on DRS this time.
He's not got much battery, but let's try and use a little bit.
Use your tools.
If Alonso can break that to Piastri, he'd be in good shape, but no, Piastri's all over him again.
Okay, recharge on.
Yeah, nearly broke it to Piastri. It's so difficult though. Right, Max now got a 17-second lead. Here we go again on Sainz. Sainz has really covered us off aggressively to the inside, so Ricciardo's going to look at the outside. Oh, and Bottas has to be very aggressive on the brakes. And as I say, they have now joined this party, so it is now DRS train from Ricciardo in second, down to Hamilton in sixth. So 5 of them now in this battle. Hulkenberg's probably got to pit pretty soon, next 2-3 laps though. Same for Max Verstappen. So Ricciardo / Sainz / Bottas will lead this race very soon, I'd imagine. Alonso still cannot break the DRS to Oscar Piastri. I may as well try and save a bit of tyre life, but I think we're going to see Fernando Alonso in the background shortly. As Verstappen pits now, so we said Verstappen would be in shortly. He's in now. Here comes Carlos Sainz then, as his teammate, his Red Bull teammate Verstappen is into the pits. He's challenging Ricciardo. And Ricciardo just about holds him off, but they're going to keep going.
This is ridiculous.
Verstappen might have had a big enough lead to retain the race lead here, potentially. No, we should be past him, I think. No, it's going to be close.
Get behind 1.8.
Going to be very close. Ricciardo, yeah, Verstappen, a pit stop in hand. He's absolutely dominating this race then. Very short stop here, pit loss, I think, of 18 seconds. So Verstappen got that gap and he stopped. So we retract what we said about one of these leading the race, because Verstappen has been out of the box and maintained the lead of the race. So it's looking very good for Verstappen.
So we keep focusing on the pace.
Yes.
Nice shot.
Alonso and Piastri continue to battle. Alonso was close to these, but he's just dropped off. So we're going to use a bit of battery to get him up to Hamilton here. Did Hulkenberg did pit, so Hulkenberg's into the pits. Lap 36, isn't it, for Ricciardo? I think we've got a bit of time margin that we can use now for Ricciardo.
Let's try to take opportunity.
John, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Ricciardo again under pressure from Sainz. These two just continuing their battle. Sainz is down to 43%, so he's not too far off from his stop.
That's okay.
But Max Verstappen is well on his way to winning this race. Unless, of course, we have a safety car or red flag.
Okay, recharge on.
But Alonso has managed to catch the pack.
Okay, recharge off when you're ready.
So Fernando Alonso is now with the same group as his teammate as Russell jumps into the pits.
Good job.
Jensen, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Max already got 5 seconds here.
Let's go.
It's a good stint so far.
As Alonso
So
has
currently
dispatched
P5.
Lewis Hamilton by the looks of it. Going to get a replay of that? No, we're not. But Hamilton is ahead of us. Was it Bottas? Sorry. So Alonso into P5. We could get a double podium here in the end.
Gap 0.6. Yeah, don't worry, mate.
Lap 34, it's meant to be Fernando, but we'll probably extend that to give him a bit more tyre life at the end. All right, Ricciardo continues his battle with Carlos Sainz. Sainz down to 40% now. As Alonso
So we just have to,
squeezing
get that
next to
done.
Lewis Hamilton. Can't quite get that done though.
Okay, head down. We keep focusing.
Fernando, this time, can he get it done on Lewis Hamilton? Yes, Lewis certainly pulled out of that, so we take that.
Understood. Let's go.
Alonso, Fernando, very happy indeed. And he is now back with his teammate and with Carlos Sainz here. So Fernando's got some really good pace in the car at the moment.
Just increase liftoff.
Alrighty. Nice.
You're doing a good job.
And Rick, I wonder if we try and get an undercut on... What's the pit loss? 18
8
seconds.
seconds.
So 18, it'd be 26. Oh, would be right out behind Yastru's just stopped. That's not ideal, is it? Piastri's on the mediums. Yeah, I think we have to stick to this stint now and get on those softs.
Just keep your head down.
At 18 to go, though. Albon's mechanical fault getting worse. The only one with mechanical fault. Quite a few cars took new parts for this race, though. Sainz down to 36%, so he might be in at the end of this lap, if not maybe next. Sainz is going to be in very soon.
It could be better.
Just harvest a bit with Fernando. Sainz does pit.
Okay, you can go recharge on.
Let's get ready.
Right, Alonso, we're just going to harvest a bit of battery if we can. I think we should maintain DRS on Danny Rick, just about. Right, we do indeed. Alright, he's on Don't Fight Teammate at the moment. Ricciardo, we will let them fight on the final stint now because Tsunoda's out of contention. I don't want him to fight at the moment because this can just help Alonso build his battery back up.
Could I have a recharge off, please?
So yeah, lap 36. We're getting close to that. Alonso, as I say, will extend a little bit and have to come back through the pack at the end again. What tyres has Sainz gone on? He's on the mediums.
Recharge on.
We are good to push.
Right, let's just forward on till we get to Danny
Back out
Rick's
the pace.
pit.
Okay.
Yellow flag.
Looks like quite a big accident.
What has happened? This could be
So
big.
just watch out for
Is it
any
just a
debris
yellow?
in this section.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be a virtual or a safety. Oh, it's Lewis Hamilton. And Bottas, would it be? Oh, Lewis!
Just turned in on me, man.
I don't quite think he turned in on you. Hamilton and Bottas, but they've both got going again. That would have been amazing for us. As Tsunoda sets the fastest lap. Hamilton down to 34%. Bottas 39. They're going to have to come in now. Alonso's near enough lost the DRS, so he just needs to go back to there.
Recharge off.
Hamilton's getting a penalty for that. Quite rightly so, I'd suggest. Right. At 36, we're nearly there. Hamilton gets the penalty. And that might give Tsunoda a chance as a point here or two. How's Tsunoda doing now? He's on new mediums. He'll be up to 10th once Gasly pits. So yeah, Tsunoda might get a handful of points yet today.
Let's have a managed.
Right, we're going to get to lap 36, don't we? So let's just forward on. If you're jumping into the stream for the first time, we very rarely forward track action. Only when there's not too much going on, which is the case right now. We're just getting Ricciardo in for his stop. Right, and here we go. He's going to go on the soft.
Copy.
Recharge off when you're ready.
Yep.
Here he comes then. Ricciardo making his final stop then of the day to go on soft.
Yeah, okay.
Kabash, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. There we go. Nice clean stop. Hopefully slowest stop of the day for us. 2.4. Now we should be
let's make
behind
this dial
Piastri
nicely.
and all of those that are already stopped.
Watch on yours.
Bottas stops. Did Hamilton stop? Yeah, Hamilton stopped and served his penalty. And Hamilton is now way down in 17th. As Ricciardo comes out in a nice little gap
So
there,
currently
actually,
P8.
in front of Russell and his championship contender Yuki Tsunoda up the road.
Russell behind us. "14 laps to go. 14 laps.
Let us have a look. Might as well go soft with Fernando then. We can change for a soft with Fernando now.
We focus on the car ahead now.
Let's get Fernando in on a set of softs. James, hello, buddy. Max ran away with this one. Yes, he has indeed.
Yeah,
He's dominated. He's absolutely
Less, I
dominated this. He's got a pit stop gap on the rest of the field, so he can do what he likes. He's obviously got a safety car gap as well, so if there's a safety car, he can pit and still retain the lead. So Max has got this one in the bag, unless he bins it, of course. Let's just get Fernando in then. He'll be coming in now, actually. We're just about there.
We are good on tires.
Okay. Understood.
That's something to come for this weekend, probably. No, I can't see it. I don't think we're going to get max domination this weekend, but let's wait and let's see. As Alonso. Oh, that's a horrible stop. No, please. Can't get the front right off.
There, please stop.
Oh, no.
Now,
That is an
down to the
awful
pit.
stop.
There's been a
8
hold-up.
seconds, 6 seconds lost for Fernando Alonso. Any chance of him challenging Ricciardo and those around him might have just gone there. And now he's going to have Perez and Bottas all over him.
So you are P9.
Diabolical from the pit crew there. Just going to get the front right off. Not as
Yeah,
bad as
2.2.
Bottas's world record pit stop, I would suggest, but not great.
Gap 1.6. 13 laps remain.
Right, Ricciardo then. He's after
Switches
Tsunoda.
off the pace.
Norris is still out on 29% hard. He should be in at the end of this lap, I'd imagine. So we'll be ahead of Norris. And then Ricciardo. He's not too far off getting back to second. So Ricciardo could still get second place here today. Alonso's got to get these tyres up to temp and try and break the DRS to Bottas. James, I still think Red Bull are sandbagging. Nah, well, you could be right. I just think you can sandbag, but you can also look at how the car's handling. I just think it'd be... Yeah, if they're sandbagging, they've done a really good job at it. I don't think they're a million miles off saying that, though, but... You know, I wouldn't be shocked if Max got a podium or it was in contention for the win, but I don't think they're going to have a dominant car, certainly. I could be wrong. Could be wrong in a few hours' time once Max goes on pole by a second. But no, I can't see it. And this is a problem. Alonso, again, is struggling to pull out. DRS gap on Bottas. Bottas setting the fastest lap of the race. He's pushing on his softs. Tsunoda is challenging Norris, who is still not stopped. Lando Norris not stopping. Fernando Alonso is getting past Bottas' teammate, George Russell here. And there he goes. We are past George, and Fernando's into P8. Behind his teammate, Danny Rick on the road, but 6 seconds now separates them. I think when they turn everything up, they should have it, as much as I hate it. I think you're just thinking negatively, James. Don't think it's going to happen. Don't think it's going to happen. But, as I say, we won't know until qualifying. And Ricciardo's got past Lando Norris, who is struggling on those hards. No idea why he's not stopped yet. I just think the way Max and Red Bull team were speaking, I'd be highly surprised if they feel they've got a dominant car. So it's not to say they might not challenge for pole or even podium this weekend. But I don't think it's going to be certainly anywhere near how they started last year. And Norris, as I say, still continuing not to pit, which is just wrecking his race. I don't really understand that. He finally stops now. Alonso has pulled out a DRS gap then. And Ricciardo's 2 seconds behind Tsunoda, as Alonso sets the fastest lap of the race. So let's just forward on until we close those gaps. Norris has come out all the way in P12. Hamilton, after that penalty and issue, is in 16th, with Leclerc in 17th. Ferrari struggling again here. Tsunoda, after all his issues, is in P4. Unbelievable from Yuki in the end. Right, Alonso's got a nice 3-second buffer to Russell and Bottas. Ricciardo's got some fuel. We're not really gaining on Piastri though here. In fact, we're losing time on them at the moment, and it might be because they're gaining that DRS again, and we've not got anyone to get DRS off at the moment. We'll use a bit of battery in a moment. Just continue as we are for a few laps. Nice to have a bit of calm. Verstappen, look at this. This is real domination, isn't it? 26 seconds the lead. Absolutely dominant. Good job the season's ending in 3 races time, because him and Yuki have both looked dominant in the last few races. But they're going to run out of races to challenge us for the Constructors and Drivers' Championship. 7 laps to go. And we're near enough there with Piastri and Tsunoda. Not quite, though. Nearly there.
Okay, head down, no problem.
Now we are very much there. I've used that surplus fuel.
Give us a bit more lift off, please.
I don't think they'll run away with it, but still think they're the team to be caught. I see them third at best at the moment, Red Bull. I think there's Ferrari and McLaren ahead of them. That's Gasly. Here, Gasly sets the fastest lap in the Audi in P10, and Ricciardo is now with Tsunoda and Piastri. Tsunoda, although it was his two mistakes, although we say that, Ricciardo didn't think there was going to be a move there. Ricciardo slips on the inside, but Piastri is very much still alongside him, and Piastri not giving it up, but Ricciardo then has the inside here. Ricciardo is through, and we better just use a bit of battery.
Overtake available.
Yeah, as I was saying, Yuki, although he's made the two mistakes in this race, he's done really well to get back to P4. Not expecting him to get that high. And he's on the same tyre deg as the rest of these now. So he's got a great chance to actually finish P4. Or P5 once we hopefully get past him, which we're having a good look now. And we're going to get DRS as well. This should be job done.
Okay.
It is done. How much tyre life we've got to play with? Let's attack. Let's try and break the DRS. We know how difficult it is. I've been batting on about it all night. But if we can break the DRS here to Tsunoda, we've got a great chance of claiming at least fourth. But it's only 2 seconds to Hulkenberg, who's a 10th off Sainz. So we've still got a great chance to challenge for second place here tonight.
6 more laps.
Alonso 4.7 off Piastri. So he's got a chance to get to Piastri and Tsunoda, potentially. Ricciardo, we're using a bit of fuel and attacking on these tyres.
And keep going with the lift off. You're doing
So
very
it's
good
so
job.
hard to
Keep
break
going
the
with
DRS.
lift off.
We're past that DRS zone though. Now hopefully we might be able to break the DRS here. Although we're right on the tail of these two now.
Our next one is Hulkenberg.
So we've actually dragged Yuki up to his teammate and Sainz. So Yuki might have a chance to finish on the podium here.
Head down.
TY7, how many seasons in? This is the third season, end of 2026.
Okay,
So we've got 3
Fernando
races after
Alonso.
this in 2026.
Understood.
Oh, Alonso has got a bit of time margin. Let's get him attacking.
Yeah, increase your gap again.
Okay.
Let's just harvest a bit of battery
Charge
with
on.
Danny Rick here. We can play the slow game, the long game here, because we're not going to challenge Max Verstappen. Want to play the slow game. Ricardo had other ideas, but yeah, we're just... Oh, God, he's got really slow out of there, though. Nearly
Charge
lost
off.
the DRS gap there. That's fine, we're closing back in.
Charge on now, please. 5 more laps.
Ricardo, we're harvesting the battery. And whilst we're doing that, we're gaining. We're getting a nice little tow. This is working well. How many seasons are you planning on doing in this series? Well, as our main series, we may finish at the end of this season, but I might still keep doing episodes on YouTube. So yeah, this might be the end of it on the main series. And we'll start a new save from next week. Right, we've got 86% battery. That's pretty good.
Charge off.
Alonso's 1.2 off Piastri.
You can cancel or reduce lift.
5 laps to go.
Copy.
Make a Cali Flap GP Racer T. Well, we put a photo out on YouTube, and it was Maserati who's going to be the team. So one of the original Formula 1 teams. So that will be the next series.
So we keep focusing on the pace.
And we'll update it so we've got the 2025 lineups and liveries and all that good stuff.
Yes.
As Alonso
Keep at it.
has reached Piastri and has passed Piastri.
Tsunoda.
We're concentrating on Ricciardo a little bit further up. Piastri got a mechanical issue that he's working with, and Fernando Alonso makes light work of it. Life second chance. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated on Twitch.
4 more laps. 4 more laps.
Tsunoda all over the back of Ricciardo here.
Increase lift off as well, please.
Yellow flag. Zhou potentially a bit of damage.
Something's gone on there. Looks like
Yeah.
it's Zhou Guanyu.
Not getting any safety cars or red flags, are we, today? That would really make it tasty with Max. Oh, Zhou. Liam Lawson, his teammate, passed him on the inside, and Zhou, reluctant to turn in on him, just went straight into the wall. Right, I think Ricciardo, we're going to have to make our move now. I've just made a new save, and I have Daniel and Porcher, and I'm a team fighting for points. Any advice? If you want to continue fighting for points, then obviously go for design. I would say underfloors and front wings are always great designs, and focus on cornering speed. Cornering is king. Always use one engineer, and on normal. That'll give you the most expertise for it. And always do one design after another. So if you do an underfloor, put plenty of CFD and wind tunnel hours. As we've got a safety car. We have got a safety car. Bortoletto has binned it.
Recharge on.
Are we going to get going again, though? We're too far back on Max, aren't we? Bortoletto. What's... Oh, he's just lost the rear end.
I don't know actually what happened.
You just lost the rear end, Bortoletto. That's what happened.
And for
And
the crew watching on in the
is this race actually going to get back underway? That actually might be bad news for us. With 3 laps to go. Michi Ndala, thanks for the follow. Cheers, I'll make some new designs tomorrow. Good stuff. I have got a design video on YouTube, so TY, if you're watching, well, you are watching on TikTok, if you head to my profile, in my bio, go to YouTube, and there is a tips and guides playlist on YouTube. One of those is how to design and research the car, so check that out.
Looks like quite a big accident, yeah.
So both Haas drivers have crashed and are out,
There's a lot of debris on the start.
but I don't think we're going to get back underway here.
Battery is high.
I think Ricciardo had a good chance to get to second here, but this... Yeah, we're definitely not getting underway here. The race will finish under the safety car, or the safety car will come in and just let us cross the line with no overtaking. So that's going to be all she wrote, I think. Verstappen's gap isn't going to look as healthy, but he'd had this race won by a mile. But unfortunately, we're not even getting a final... 1-lap shootout here. Final lap. And it's going to all end under the safety car. So Tsunoda is going to finish P5. Great recovery from him. Keeps the championship going, just barely. But we're not getting any surprise points finishes, have we? And safety car is ending. So it's just to allow the fans to see the cars come across the screen, come across the line. You'll see him come across the screen. We've got an Aston Martin down there, haven't we? We better just turn everything up just in case, but
You've got everything. You've
we
got
won't be
everything.
overtaking
Based
to
on
the safety car
available.
line anyway, so it's just as I say, the fans just see the cars come across the line at full speed. Oh my god, and we're going through the safety car, we're racing the safety car.
Press and hold the overtake.
Only an F1 manager. And there we go, Verstappen wins it. Sainz second, Hulkenberg third, Ricciardo fourth, Tsunoda fifth, and Alonso sixth. So Tsunoda, what a recovery drive from him really in the end. Had damage, was right at the back of the field and recovered to fifth.
Next lap, last lap.
That safety car, awful timing for us really. We really needed it, not at all.
Daniel Ricciardo can be rightly
Or,
proud of the
you know,
miracles he worked here today.
3-4 laps earlier would have been very nice for us, but there we go. We won the finish at least fourth or well, at least fourth if Tsunoda was winning the race. Tsunoda didn't win the race, so we're still going to be looking very good in the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen, though, dominant. And it's a Red Bull double with Sainz on the podium and Hulkenberg. So the Red Bull family, again, very happy with all three out of their 4 drivers occupying the podium. You watching quali tomorrow? I will be indeed. Here is the ghost car from Gran Turismo Time Trial. Yeah, classic. Here we go then. Look at this. There's some up and downs here in this grid, isn't there? Max Verstappen wins it from pole. Carlos Sainz up 17 places to second. What a drive. Clearly showing Red Bull had the pace today. That is mega from Carlos Sainz. Hulkenberg in the RB up 10. Ricciardo, though, up 3 from 7th, so we take that. Finishes 4th. Yuki Tsunoda down 3, but as I say, was last at one point after his 2 incidents, so good recovery from him. Fernando Alonso finishes where he starts in P6. Oscar Piastri 7th, Bottas 8th, George Russell 9th, Lando Norris 10th, and Pierre Gasly took the fastest lap, but he doesn't finish inside the top 10, so unfortunately, he will not get a point for Audi. So what does that do for the Drivers' Championship? Tsunoda loses 2 points on Ricciardo. He really needs to be outscoring him by quite a margin. So the gap now is 56 points. I'm making that with 75 to play for. So Yuki Tsunoda really does need a Ricciardo retirement. Ricciardo definitely got a good chance of winning the championship next time out, and will be in Qatar for the next race. So we've got Qatar, then Abu Dhabi. We've changed the calendar, so we're going to end in Brazil. But Danny Rick's got a great chance of winning the championship. Yuki's got an outside chance still. Max Verstappen mathematically is still in it. 75 points to play for, so he can get up to 376 plus, I guess, 3 points for the fastest lap. So he's still in contention, but realistically, it's pretty much over. Fernando Alonso 4th, Carlos Sainz 5th, Oscar Piastri 6th, Lando Norris 7th, Hulkenberg 8th. No movement in the top 8. Bottas, though, jumps Lewis Hamilton into 9th. As I say, Bottas, the reigning world champion, in this series. And yeah, he's not had the car this year. Lewis Hamilton 10th. Rest of the point scorers in 2026, Leclerc, Russell, Teo Pourchaire, Albon, Perez, Gasly, Ocon, Bortoletto, and the 2 Alpines, K-Mag and Enzo Fittipaldi, continue their no-point scoring run. And the battle, I think it is for 7th in the Constructors, which we'll see shortly. None of these teams scoring, so that will continue on. But Constructors, we lose out to Red Bull, but that gap is 115 points. So we're pretty much there with that one as well. I think, you know, near enough if we're finishing in the top 8, both cars next race will pretty much clinch that. So that's near enough there. Red Bull make good ground on RB, actually. There's still a fight going on between those two. And then McLaren have just settled into 4th. Only 7 points, but they're going to claim 4th this year. Ferrari are going to claim 5th. Mercedes continue to... They've been doing this for quite a few races, actually, Mercedes, but they're only taking sort of 4 to 8 points out of them each time. So we say it's not enough. Mercedes, if they get a big result, there might still be a fight on for 5th. And as I say, this fight for 7th of Haas, Aston Martin, Williams and Audi continues. Just 9 points between 7th and 10th. So we'll see how that goes. Alpine, as I say, I'm pretty confident they didn't score last year. Still not scored in 2026. We did get a couple of points. We got 3 points for our pit stop. So what has that done? That has kept us in 5th place, just about. RB continue to gain. But as I say, our best result in this series so far is 9th. So we're going to at least better that this year. We're going to finish somewhere between 5th and 7th, I would suggest, as we have 3 races remaining in 2026. Race targets met, and we get our bonus for that. But if you've jumped into this stream for the first time, and before I say that, actually, if you are in the stream and you like what you see, do smash that like button. Really does help me out. But yeah, we stream this series every Tuesday and Friday. So if you jumped in for the first time, do come back on Tuesday as we continue this series, streaming every Tuesday and Friday from 7 PM on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. So please do subscribe or follow on your relevant platform. Most of the series is housed on YouTube though, so if you have watched on TikTok or Twitch, head to my profile in my bio, head to YouTube and subscribe on there. You'll get all the live streams if you want to watch those back, but you'll have the Team Lotus playlist, so if you want to go back through the series and watch the highlighted episodes, and not just the races, they're all the off-track action as well, you can go and do that. And as I say, have a few other videos on there in terms of tips and guides as well, so do check those out. We have only 3 races left in this series. I'm thinking, well, it's likely we'll change the main series on the channel So we'll be switching to a Maserati series from after this one. So 3 races to go, and we'll do the 2025 driver lineups and liveries, get those in the game. But join us on Tuesday then, as hopefully we might claim the Drivers and Constructors Championship in Qatar, and then we will see out the 2026 season. But before I go, do enjoy your weekend and enjoy some Formula 1 racing. We're just a few hours away now till we see qualifying in Australia, so I will be watching that, very much looking forward to it, and I'm sure we'll catch up on all the